loves you. And it's just amazing now that we can hear firsthand from you. I was sitting there listening to you and I told myself, why not me?
Why not? That's the message.
Yes.
My mum always used to say to me when I was little, oh, what do you want to do? You know, whatever it is. She'll say, well, what is that person? What do you mean? Well, are they a human? Yep. Are you a human? Yep. Well then, do it. Do it. That's it.
I'm going over there. So yeah, and I will be asking you some questions. So the events team put this together. Got questions from students, got questions from alumni, got questions from staff of the university, and we just kind of picked out our questions and we will ask you. Are you ready?
This is it. I'm on the spot now, so all right, come on.
I will take the first question, and it says, what is your vision for the university, and are there any changes that you hope to bring to the university?
Oh my goodness, talk about a big one. What's my vision for the uni? Well, I am going to work hand in hand with Shirley. I had this amazing meeting, the first meeting I had with Shirley, and she said, you can do whatever you want. I go, all right. So I have got a little idea. I mean, one of the things I want to do is I want to support young women getting access to higher education. So we are talking about setting up, I'm so thrilled, I can't actually believe this is going to happen, the Rani Scholarship, to be able to provide you give a girl an education, get a degree, her children will then be more educated, their children does that, and we know that that will continue. So that has been a passion of mine forever. So the fact that I'm going to be able to fulfill that is incredible. But also, as I was saying, you know, universities are linked to the cities they're in. And as you go to university, yes, sure, for the degree, right? You want to get this great degree, but you also want an experience. And Bradford cultured me. I had a great time whilst I was here. And I sought out all the opportunities and the places that I could go to watch theatre and go out and just all of it. So there is a wealth of young talent here. And I am an advocate of the arts. You know, the arts are where that I went into. And I feel that there's a lot more to do in that space. So yeah, I think Bradford's going to become, the university is going to be the place for students to come to.
Can't wait.
Yes, we can have a rave.
Yeah, I mean, whilst I was sat there, we have a chant that we usually do for Shirley in our sports games. So we definitely need one for you. It's really hard for me to sit there.
What's Shirley's chant?
It's quite simple, but we just go, we love you, Shirley, we do, and then it just carries on. So we need one for you, definitely.
Brilliant.
So this is a question submitted by an audience member. A university holds great position of responsibility within Bradford to inspire, educate and promoting business innovation in terms of a business, civic and social outcomes. How do you see the University of Bradford using its capabilities as an asset for urban and green regeneration?
Ooh,
Heavy question.
that is a heavy question. Goodness me. So specifically for urban and green regeneration,
Yeah.
well, you've got all the minds here, haven't you? I would say, what would you think the answer to that question is? Let's talk to the next generation. I'm sure the university has lots of ideas for urban and green regeneration. There's lots of forward-thinking, sustainability is at the heart of this university, isn't it? And it's so forefront of the conversation. And I think the next generation is switched onto it in a way that the previous generation isn't, but there's no escaping it. It's how we all need to think now. Every sustainability needs to be at the forefront of everyone's mind. I am going to be sitting around having dinner with some very important people from Bradford later, so I will ask them about their plans, about how we are going to put this city on the map in terms of regenerating it.
Okay, so natural.
Swear that.
So I'm going to ask you the next question. Michael Melvin wants to know what are your thoughts and expectations for Bradford City of Culture 2025?
Bradford City of Culture 2025. It's absolutely right that Bradford got it. Did we all watch it on the news? I was watching it at home. Bradford erupted.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone in Bradford expected us to get it. It is going to be a real, I am thrilled that I get to be Chancellor whilst that happens. And as I said, it really does align with what I think. You know, you improve the cultural aspect of a city and it transforms everything. And Bradford has such a rich heritage of culture, past, present and future. And I think we need to shout about it more. And this is an opportunity to really shine a light on that. It did amazing things for Liverpool, great things for Hull, and it's going to be a turning point in Bradford, I think. And it's time. It's absolute time.
So next question, this is a personal question from me. This year's International Women's Day theme is Embrace Equity. Many, like myself, born in Bradford, the north of England, don't only face the inequality of being a woman. Various other race, faith, gender, socio-economic status, and many more play a role in this journey that is called life. What role does the university play in embracing equity in serving the future generation as well as the wider community?
Yes. Hello, welcome. They've got you a chair. Yeah, good. Come on in. Yeah, I mean, it's what I fight for every day, equity. And you're right, you're absolutely right. We know that women have it a little bit tougher. Women of colour have it that much harder. These are just the facts. Sure. It's not me making it up, you just have to look at the way the world works. We know this. However, it is also our biggest advantage. Because it gives us an, how so? Come on, okay, so fundamentally I believe you can acknowledge something that is true, but also you can fight to make a difference. The fact that I am from Bradford, the fact that I am a woman of Punjabi heritage, the fact that my skin is this magnificent colour gives me the edge in every room I'm in when I'm down south, when I'm talking, because nobody has the experience I have, right? And now the biggest asset I have is the fact that I am northern, the fact that I'm a woman, the fact that I am of Punjabi heritage. These are my advantages, because these are things that never about. Being unique, having a sense of identity, actually, far from being your disadvantage, they're your superpowers. So that's what this is the message I want to get across.
Yeah.
And everybody knows now, as well as we were talking about, you know, how thinking about the climate is at the forefront of everyone's agenda. Well, diversity is at the forefront, and quite rightly. So the world is thinking very differently. And so, yeah, I would say use everything to your advantage now, because it's your time.
Ooh. I really resonate with that. There was a campaign that we did in the university, so when we rebranded and remarketed the university, and the campaign is now "This is Bradford, this is education," and each individual that was involved with that had a tagline, and I had the honour to be asked to be part of that marketing campaign. I hate my photos, don't look for them. But yeah, I was asked what my tagline was, and they did my whole interview, my whole journey through the university, the stuff that I'm involved with, and the interviewer said to me, "This is Bradford, this is where I break stereotypes." And that's why that really resonates with me. So everything that has been involved in my life, my heritage, being a woman, you know, doing computer science in full of, Hall of men. But yeah, this is what gave me that value. So I really resonate with that.
Yes, come on. Whichever one you want.
You are a successful television and radio presenter with a published memoir and a novel being released later this year. What is the biggest impact that your journey has had on your identity as a person?
Impact on my identity. I mean, identity is a funny word, isn't it? And it's talked about a lot. For me, a sense of identity is something that evolves, and it comes with, for me anyway, it's come over time. I grew up in 80s, 90s Britain, where the word was assimilation. That's what we were taught to do. That was the Latin word. There is no such thing. Integration, yeah, because you can never assimilate, right? I'm never going to be able to change the way I look. And now I feel I'm able to, so I've had to go through a lot to figure out who I am and my place in the world. And writing my memoir was a big moment, doing that, when you sit and have to think about where you've come from. I think the younger generation, I think all of you have a much stronger sense of self. But yeah, identity now is, yeah, I feel very proud of where I come from and who I am. Very confident in my identity, and I would say everyone should feel that sense. You never have to feel you have to be anything other than who you are.
I want to check in a question.
Yeah,
When did it get to you to say that, yes, this is who I am, I'm going to accept it?
The minute I walked on this stage. Yeah, this is a big moment. But yes, now, like I said, it feels like you've got a sense of purpose, which is to talk to you guys, the next generation, and say you've got to do it. You can do it. It's not easy, but who wants? How? Hang on, this is the thing. Yes, and Shirley said it. It is true. It is not easy. Nothing is easy. Everyone in this room knows life is not easy. But how would we grow if we didn't have those bumps and those rough bits? And the family that you might need to stand up to, and the tutors, and the whoever, and the men in those boardrooms, or whatever it is. These are the moments where you really have to dig deep. That's where you learn, that's where you grow. So, I mean, I'm still, come back to me in 10 years, we'll see where we are. But right now, today feels very significant.
Okay, I have my last question. This is by Balkis Ali. It says, who is your inspiration in life?
Who's my inspiration? Well, my mum is a pretty big one. Both my parents, they had a manufacturing business in Bradford. Their story really is the story of the city, and because it's a city known for the rag trade, big South Asian community. My granddad was one of the first Indian families in this city. I'm sure when afterwards my dad will take us on the tour of his old haunts and tell us all the same stories he's told us. But they, like a lot of immigrant families, they came here and worked hard. And there's a lot of a community who know that, a lot of people in this room who know that. And it's graft. And when you see your parents get up and work as hard as they did and never complain, I really feel like I've got nothing to moan about. So yeah, they are my inspiration. And Oprah.
No, absolutely don't. Considering the lower levels of progression onto higher education for Bradfordians, why do you think this is, and how do you plan to resolve this?
Now that is a really complicated question, isn't it? Why is that? There are probably many reasons. There are probably lots of people who are doing a lot of research into those reasons. I would say that if there is a young girl or boy in Bradford who wants to go to university, who wants to progress, for whatever reason they feel they can't, or there are people around them that don't think they can, I would urge them to find the courage to stand by their conviction and know what they want from their own life. Because here's the thing I figured out, is your parents only know what they know. You're the next generation. You're the future. Maybe your parents didn't go to university, college, in school. Sometimes you just have to stand up for what you want, or find people who will help you go. It's a really big social question, isn't it? We need to up that. And there's lots of big social questions around Bradford itself that need answering, but we can only look forwards. Why do you think it is?
I think there's a bit of stigma, and I think when people stay comfortable in one place, and obviously somebody has to take stance, like one generation has to make a change so that the subsequent ones also make a change. I think if my generation actually take a stand and we're all like, let's do it, and I think everyone else can do it. We need to make sure that Bradford is a place that we can be proud of and not shun away from that.
I agree. Very good. Yeah. You will be inspiring the next generation, to see young women like you going forward and being on platforms and speaking and saying. And here's the other thing you have to do. You have to shout about being from Bradford. You really do. You need to tell people. I'm going to tell them. I'm not going to name and shame, but there are people who will not. They'll say I'm from West Yorkshire or Bradford. I've always said I'm on missionary work down south for Bradford. Yeah, I think more people who shout about this place. And you're right. This is an amazing city with so much to offer. We need to be proud of it.
The final question I have here, so in 2025 we will be celebrating Bradford City of Culture, and the firstborn in Bradford cohort of young people will turn 18. As someone who grew up in Bradford, what is your message to today's young Bradfordians, and to add to that, honorary Bradfordians, people who come from different cities to study here and they'll leave with a part of Bradford in them?
Oh my God! And if you've met any graduate from Bradford, they will. I've met loads. Well, and people they love it. They come here and they fall in love with the city. And one of the producers on Woman's Hour, she was like, Anita, I'm from London and I went to Bradford 20 years ago. I was on Ram Air Radio. You still there? Meant to be very good. You are, and one of the your experience of coming to Bradford is unique and actually something that you'll treasure forever because there is nowhere else on earth like it. So yes, lucky you. If you have any connection to Bradford, go and tell everyone else. I just think it's one of the best advantages. I think. I always think if you grew up in the south, people always talk about London and it is an amazing city. But what gives me the biggest advantage is being from the north. I understand the culture of Britain. I understand the culture of multicultural Britain. It's effortless in me, it's in me. And so when I go down south, and when I am, I'm like, I know more than, I have an advantage here because I know something that you don't. And the creativity and the ideas, and also you have the best sense of humour. That's it, best people on earth. Bradford.
How would you like to come to Rameh so you can go back and tell your friends, oh, I've been to Rameh.
Oh, right, are you basically making me sign up to an interview?
Yes. I look to Rameh, and one of the things we want to do is to make sure we get people in there, to make sure we advertise it.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to have you.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that.
Oh, yeah, we want to do an iconic selfie.
Let's do an iconic selfie.
This is probably going to be the only picture that will capture everyone.
We need to get everyone in the room as well. Come on, let's do it. This is good.
Are you all ready for a whole room selfie, yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Shall we have everyone on the feet? Is that possible? No?
Yeah.
Point some faces.
Let's do it. Ready? Iconic
Come in the
selfie.
front, yeah.
Mine is low. Mine's that way.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, cheese!
There we go. Well done. Thank you so much. Can we have a round of applause for the If you're an example of the University of Bradford, we are in safe hands. Really, really proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that's all we've got time for now. So thank you to Zama, to Cynthia and Zoya. One more time, please.